Happy birthday, everybody. Welcome to Seriously, where we take cereals seriously. My name is Alex, and today on Seriously, we're attempting to beat the heat by trying a brand new cereal from Kellogg's. Here it is. Froot Loops Rainbow Sherbet Scoops. At least, I think that's what they should be called. Kellogg's themselves refers to these as Froot Loops Scoops Rainbow Sherbet. I'd love to hear in the comments which one you think is correct. Maybe this is the first in a planned series of Froot Loop scoops that will be themed after several different ice creams. Only if that's the case will I concede that this is Froot Loop Scoops Rainbow Sherbet. Let me get past the obvious here too. I say sherbet. If there's another word for it, I don't know how to say it. So I'm going to say Rainbow Sherbet. It may already be obvious, but the big shtick of these is, of course, that they are the latest step in Kellogg's ongoing journey to have us eat cereals that cool your mouth. Kellogg's has been experimenting for several years to master some sort of edible chemical that gives your mouth a cooling sensation as you eat. People have theorized that it's an ingredient akin to menthol that Kellogg's adds, but they so far have refused to spill the beans on the specifics, only letting slip that it's a flavor added to the sugary coating. That implies that the longer these sit around in milk, the more of that chemical will be washed off of the cereal pieces themselves. Now, I said that these were only the latest attempt by Kellogg's to use this cooling effect, and that's because they've been at it at least since the holiday season of 2022, when they released the Elf on a Shelf Snow Cream or Snow Creme cereal. Those also said they were supposed to cool your mouth right on the box. I reviewed that cereal on a very special Elf on a Shelf episode last year, and the cooling sensation was minimal. The next attempt by Kellogg's at this cooling sensation seemed to make a bigger splash, and that was last year, 2023, with the release of Icy cereal, which we also reviewed last summer. Now, when I reviewed that cereal on Seriously, the cooling sensation took a little while to hit me, but I actually thought it was pretty effective in the end. I was curious, though, if I had only felt it because I knew I was supposed to feel it. So, after making last year's episode, I gave Icy cereal to my kid, Charlie, who was 12 at the time, without telling him that cooling was supposed to take place as kind of a test. Well, a few minutes after starting to eat the bowl of Icy cereal that I gave him, he did indeed report, without prompting, that he was feeling something weird and cooling in his mouth. I was pretty impressed. By the way, both me and Charlie loved the actual taste of Icy cereal, and I was glad to see that it was re-released this year, and you can get it right now at Target. And that means that Kellogg's now has 2 cooling cereals on store shelves at the same time. Icy, and again, today's cereal, Froot Loops Rainbow Sherbet Scoops. Before we try this, just a few more complaints about the name. I know that scoops rhymes with loops, but there's no way that these should be called scoops. They're so tiny. There's no way someone could scoop these. I get it. They're supposed to remind us of the scoops of rainbow sherbet, but they're not scoops. They're spheres. Also, they're not Froot Loops. Froot Loops are loops. I know I just said I didn't like the scoops name, but maybe I would be okay if they called these Fruit Scoops. And then they still had Toucan Sam, so we know they're part of his cereal family. My guess is that they considered all of these issues and just realized they had hit a no-win naming problem. And then they did the best they could, which is a little bit of a mess. By the way, Kellogg's claims that these aren't just one flavor, rainbow sherbet flavor, but instead several flavors, including raspberry, lime, and citrus. They don't make it clear if those are separate flavors on individual spheres, or all of those are just mixed together into one flavor. So we should explore that when we open these. But what do you think? Are these going to be the perfect summer treat, helping us cool our insides and protect us against heat stroke? Or will these taste like chemical frosted Froot Loop balls? Friends, it's time to eat some cereal. Hey, if you've made it this far in the video, I bet you'd be a cool person to hang out with. Will you do me one more quick favor? Will you like this video? That would really help me out. All right, I think I am ready. I have got my bowl, I got my spoon, I got my milk, and I, of course, have the cereal of the hour, Froot Loops Rainbow Sherbet Scoops. Let's give these a try and see what we think. Let's open them up. Actually, before I do, one more complaint, just because I'm on a roll. Blue and purple sherbet? I get it, the green, the red, the yellow, but you'd really have to be stretching it to get blue or purple as like a normal sherbet flavor. Are they just reusing the regular Froot Loops colors? I hadn't even considered that. Is this the 5 normal ones? All right, let's open it up, take a look. Whoa, right out of the gate, as I opened it up, it hit me with some sort of fresh, chemically citrus smell. It's really an odd one, not a negative one, but you can tell that the cooling agent has a distinct citrusy, sharp smell to it. All right, let's pour it out and see what we think. Well, first impression is that they're smaller than I thought. I was complaining that no scoop of sherbet could be this small, and these are even smaller than that. And they are the same problematic colors that I was talking about. I guess they're trying to match them with the Froot Loops colors, but in the process, these don't remind me of sherbet at all. Rainbow sherbet is usually, I think, yellow, green, and orange, or yellow, green, and red, maybe. But it's certainly not purple and red and green and blue. That's not how rainbow sherbet works. Come on, Toucan Sam, get it together here. Well, I think there's kind of 2 challenges to do here, even before we put milk on it. The first is to try it mixed together and see what it tastes like. But even before we get there, I want to try the individual colors to see if they are different flavors. They're not going to be, right? That's not going to happen. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to pick out and sort them into their correct colors. So that will be exciting to watch. Watch me sort things. Boy, that took forever. Sorry about that. All right, let's go down the row and see if any of them taste different than any of the others. Let's try the yellows first. They taste a lot like Kix cereal as far as the crunch in it. It didn't taste like lemon. Let's try the orange ones. Those didn't taste like orange. Nah, they're all the same. Let's keep going here. I declare them all the same. There is no differentiating factor in any of the colors. They are just rainbow sherbet flavor. Sure, you could say that rainbow sherbet flavor is a mix of raspberry and lime and other yeah, right. I can taste the chemical right off the bat. Whatever that stuff is, it is heavy on this one. I would say heavier than I remember in the icy cereal. It smells highly of citrus. I'm actually wondering if whatever chemical they used, they felt like they needed to overcome the actual chemical scent by adding this extra citrusy scent to it to kind of mask it. It's very citrus smelling. Now let's try Froot Loops Rainbow Sherbet Scoops, dry, all mixed together. Not only do I smell whatever chemical that is that's supposed to make it feel cooling, you taste it right off the bat. There's something pinchy about the citrusness in this, and it's unmissable. That is the primary flavor of this, is something. By the way, I've had what must have amounted to 3 spoonfuls now of this stuff all put together, and there's barely a sense of cooling in my mouth. I kind of feel it, but compared to the taste that it took to get there, the scent that it took to get there, it was so far not worth it. Let's try putting milk on these. Even though they claim that it's in the sugary coating on the outside, maybe the milk will enliven that. Maybe it will bring it to the forefront and give us a little bit more cooling action happening in our mouths. Why are these not loops? Why are these scoops? But still, let's try this Froot Loops Rainbow Sherbet Scoops in milk. Oh, legitimately, I don't like that citrusiness. It bit me right off the bat, right when I put it in my mouth. It came at me, and I didn't like that. Let's keep going here. The cereal pieces themselves, were they plain, are totally fine. They don't taste like it's just corn base, but that's definitely the primary grain going on here is corn, maybe with some others mixed in. but it's the flavor on top of it that's just, to me, off-putting. It's chemically, it's cleaning solution-ish, it's medicinal almost. I haven't had any bump up of cooling feeling, but I've been letting this sit for a couple seconds here in the milk. Let's give one more try in the milk to see if it cools our mouths. I'm trying to breathe more, see if that would help. Nah, to me, this is a step back. I really enjoyed, my family really enjoyed last summer's icy cereal. This is not as enjoyable. I don't like the flavors as much. They are nice colors, especially after the milk gets in there. The colors really shine. So it's a very fruity colored cereal. That's cool. But as far as taste, it's a no-go for me. It doesn't necessarily remind me of Froot Loops. It doesn't remind me at all of Rainbow Sherbet. And what it does remind me of is grossness, because it has that pinchy, spiky, citrusy flavor that doesn't result. Boy, if my mouth was cool to the max right now, maybe that would have brought me a different opinion. But right now, it's kind of lame. And the cost to get there made this a cereal I would never go back to. So for me, this is a total dud. I would say a 0.5. I didn't like it. I don't like it. I think they made all wrong decisions, even though there probably weren't right ones on the name. Toucan Sam, you should be ashamed of yourself. Bummer. I was really wanting to like these, and I did not. And I'm kind of in a sour mood. Well, friends, we've done it all. We talked, we ate, we found out that this cereal made my mouth less cool, because I'm cool already. Yeah, that's it. But now, it's enough. Remember, we gave this cereal a 0.5. I did not like it. If you want to try today's cereal for yourself, it's available right now, at least at Target, if at no other stores. You might even want to pick up instead the icy cereal that they also have in the market to compare the cooling effect for yourself. That would be fun, right? Now listen, if you haven't yet, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with what cereal we should look at together in a future episode. Until then, never be soggy, my friends. Bye-bye.